The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. The Rap Roundtable returns with another installment of the vaunted, the illustrious, the sometimes dangerous, if we're talking about certain rappers, lunch hour. It's your boy Job here alongside Sincere the Rap Snob, alongside Deanie the Balance.
Yo.
Sadly, the homie Mates is on that can't get fired vibe. He's on the clock right now, so he can't make it for the lunch hour. But bear with us, Matito. We understand that you can't make it. The chat will miss you, but never
the voice.
You know what I mean? You can find the Rap Roundtable, of course, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, where you at right now.
YouTube.
Facebook, Instagram, and X, aka Twitter. The beat you hear in the background is produced by Sincere the Rap Snob. He makes beats.
Holla at me.
You already know. And of course, roundtablemerch.com. Shout out to everyone who's copping up and helping us build our brand. You can do so by going to roundtablemerch.com, our de facto website, because everything is there. The socials, the YouTube, everything is there. Get your hat, cop up. And when that hat comes to you in the mail, post it on social media with your hat on and tag the Rap Roundtable. We will share it so that we can show the world that niggas is copping up and they fucking with it and they're joining the movement. But fellas,
rep the set.
As always with the lunch hour, we get right to the point. No pleasantries, no story time, no none of that. We got our homie, I think Guns BGS. He's a person who regularly tags us on the socials when it's Nas news available. He tagged us on, I think it was X. I don't know if it was for Instagram. I think it was X.
On Twitter.
Can we just keep calling it Twitter?
Yeah.
That X shit sounds super weird to me.
Shout out Elon. He hit us on Twitter saying, with a link via allhiphop.com, and it states that Nas is working on music, but it doesn't involve Hitboy. My eyebrows were raised immediately because we've been kind of speculating here at the Rap Roundtable that it might be time for a pivot. Not us wanting to pivot, but just based on the amount of work they've done and a lot of noise from Nas fans, that there might be time for Nas to listen to his people and pivot. Although we prefer he continues to work with Hitboy until the well is dry. But
well, we. Go ahead, who's we? Who's we? Because there's four people. There's four people at the table. But I personally have been saying that I would not mind if he diverts slightly from the Hitboy.
Yeah, but you're not one of those saying that Hitboy's beats are trash and he should move on from Hitboy.
Not in any way, shape.
You'd like Hitboy to have a hand in the production, but if he co-produced it alongside somebody else, you wouldn't be mad at that.
That's a fact.
So
that's a fact.
The link, we open this link up, Deanie. I'm coming to you here.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no source. There's nothing. There's no quote from Nas. The article itself says rumors are. How are you an article saying you're supposed to be the nigga to debunk the rumors? So Deanie, I guess since all hip hop is speculating, the Rap Roundtable is gonna speculate too.
Yes, sir.
The idea of Nas completely moving on from Hitboy means what to you, if that's in fact true?
It really means just two things to me. It either means one, Nas is moving away, which to me is not a crime in of itself because Nas was an exceptional artist before he made the link with Hitboy. You know what I'm saying? But I can't lie, I've been loving the symmetry, the energy these guys been having together. I would hate for him to leave that, that sweet spot he's in, pause, to go and venture off and do something else and maybe fuck up the glorious path he's been on,
Right.
But I don't want to landlock him as an artist though. But I just want to say, man, when something's good, you stick with it till it ain't good no more. You know what I'm saying?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it type.
Don't fix it, man. It's right. Like I said, like the homie said, if they cooking up, I mean, why would we not believe he's cooking up? It's been 5 joints in less than 3 years. Yeah. I mean, why would we not believe he's cooking up? But I would love whatever shape. Which way, shape, or form, Hitboy's got to be a part of it, though, man. The run he's been on with Hitboy, we're not gonna, regardless of what people are saying about the production, we're not gonna take nothing away from what those two are doing together. Like, we got to give people props when two people link like that and make stuff like that happen. for the amount of time and the amount of product they've been cooking, bro. That they really Breaking Bad at hip hop right now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You saying Jesse Pinkman?
The blue method's been blue method. You did the blue ice. So I don't want to take nothing away from that, man. Like, if it works, Nas, you dig? Walt White, man.
Nas is Walt and Hitboy is Jesse Pinkman, bro. That's a reference I didn't think I was gonna hit today, bro.
I like that.
It works.
I like that.
Just said the rap snob. We speculate.
Yes, sir.
What
we speculate. Look, man. There's no foundation to this rumor whatsoever. Having looked into it, read the article, as Jarv said. But I mean, I can let the imagination run a little bit. If this were to happen, I wouldn't be mad at it at all. Like I just said a couple minutes ago, and I've said it in the past. Like, this Hitboy run has been illustrious, right? To y'all weirdos out there, let me not call y'all weirdos. Y'all all entitled to y'all, but if you spent the last couple of years like complaining about the Hitboy production and this Hitboy run, and Hitboy makes whack beats, and Nas needs to get back in the lab with Large Professor and Pete Rock, shit that's not gonna happen, right? I don't know. That's a little weird. So, but yeah, I think that if he were to divert from the path that he's currently been on with Hitboy, I'm 100% here for it. I'm not mad at it at all, right? Like, I almost feel like the Hitboy run at some point, if they were to stop working together, or even as maybe just not work as much together as they've been working. I think at some point they have to realize that, like, not everything lasts forever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, chemistry it's not an endless well. You know what I mean? And I'm somewhat on the opposite side of what I was saying, where like, you just keep doing it till the well runs dry. I don't want to see that well run dry. You know what I mean? I would like to see them go out on top. I would like to see, like, you know what I want? I want, like, years down the line, I want to look back on this era and be like, yo, that run was impeccable and they didn't miss. You know what I mean? It's like that Wu-Tang run with RZA, where RZA held all the albums from 93 and 97. Like, them motherfuckers, they didn't miss. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's how I want to look back at this Nas and Hitboy era. I don't want it to be dragged on where, you know what I mean? Like, it starts kind of tapering off. Maybe the chemistry starts not being there as strongly. Maybe Hitboy starts being more, more incorporated with other projects, Big Hit and, maybe Big Sean, maybe whoever else he might be working with. You know what I mean? If the chemistry starts dying down, I don't want to look at it like, man, they should have, like, stopped doing this like 2 albums ago. You know what I mean? So, I'm here for the new direction if it does happen. You know what I mean? Even if it doesn't come out being like as fire as what Nas and Hitboy have put together, I at least welcome the new direction. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of creativity and trying new things.
You know what? First of all, I don't like the idea of a news outlet. Although all hip hop is not what it used to be. It's not like back in the day when it was on par with Hip Hop DX and Soul. Those are like the really big hip hop blog / news sites at a time. Hip Hop DX has kind of stood the test of time, while all hip hop and Soul kind of fallen off. I won't say fallen to the wayside, but they've fallen off. But the idea of posting a rumor that's sourceless, I'm not a fan. Like, if you're gonna put that link out there, it just goes to show what we've been saying on this podcast about Nas being a clickable item. You posted that because you knew it would get clicks to your website. But that being said, the idea after 5 albums, 2 series, a KD series, a Magic series, because with 2 albums, it's officially a series. I think in the way that Magic 2 kind of happened suddenly, I don't like the idea of it without a proper send-off. I think that there needs to be a grand closing to the Hitboy and Nas era. I think there needs to be an announcement. Like, yo, this is going to be the last time Nas and Hit are getting together. To just stop doing it and without any word, don't like it. Only because as great as Nas has been to me, this whole 2-year, 3-year run with 5 albums, it's been Nas and Hitboy. They've been synonymous with one another. So like I personally need maybe I got separation anxiety. I need an announcement. I need niggas to tell me we doing this one more time, Nas and Hit, and then we're moving on. But if Nas does move on some speculatory shit, if he's not going down to block the Alchemist, then I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, like, who else is there? To me, like, Alchemist is the final boss of the production space for Nas. In the Nas video game of rap, he's the last one to do the album with. Like, I'm not saying he's never worked it out, but what I'm saying is that's the last nigga. We don't need Timbo. We don't need, although he's done some few tracks with Timbo, he's worked with Swizz. I'm not sure what his history is with Just Blaze. I know someone could let me know. Maybe Sin, you can let me know, but I don't know if there is any.
Not much. He had a feature on the Games album,
right?
At the end of Doctor's Advocate.
But if we hear
something tells me Pete Rock won't be doing any production.
Well, Pete Rock was too busy on social media hating. You know what I'm saying? many moves ago, he worked with Dr. Dre on the Firm album, and we'll talk about Dre a little bit later on in this episode. So stay tuned. But to me, it's Alchemist. You telling me 10 to 12 tracks fully produced by Alchemist with Nas in this form right now, and not for the Alchemist beat has been in rare form himself the last few years. He's giving away beats to guys who are good, like a Boldy, and we hear the production, right? We hear the production. Who else was it that he worked on? My man over there out west, Larry June. He's worked with him.
Fire beats on that album.
Rock Marcy, Benny, all of these guys in that space. They're all lyrical monsters in their own right, but none of them are Nas. So if he's gonna move away from Hit, it better be out. Or some random no name who's super nice. Don't go to no other nigga like Salam Remy, or don't fall into the pressure of giving niggas the Primo album. We don't need that.
No. But Salam Remy has a bit of a hive out there. Like don't piss off the Remy hive. Like I did. I made that mistake. And I had to walk back some of the things that I said.
Salam got some classic shit, man.
Not saying that Salam Remy's not fire, but what I'm saying is, after Hitboy, the obvious answer is Alchemist. There is no other answer for me. I don't want to hear nothing else. That's a 6 mic album to me. Alchemist right now, 6 mics.
I'm kind of lockstep with you on that. I'll take it a step further. I might even be interested in Alchemist maybe rewinding the clock and getting back into that 05 to 2010 bag that he had. Maybe bring back the Alchemist tag.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That stuttering tag at the beginning that you knew you was in for some beats as soon as you heard that tag.
Sin, no lie, bro. I used to just listen, like I used to have beat CDs and I used to just listen to Alchemist beats. I can't rap, but I didn't need bars. I just listen to the instrumentals. It was fire. Shit, if I'm Nas, dust off Havoc. Make some QB shit. Some vintage Queensbridge energy with some little co-production I have alongside Alchemist. Why not? But don't go in no other direction. If you're not with Hitboy, answer is
listen. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it for the people out there that have been saying it, and we've had a little banter back and forth, like it's 2023, like Nas don't need to do that, you know what I mean? Like, but the last couple of Primo beats that we've heard, I'm not gonna lie.
That joint with Roman West is kind of fire.
The joint with Roman West is tough, bro. That shit is fire. Imagine hearing Nas on a beat like that. The joint he did for Ab Soul, fire. You know what I mean?
He got 10 of those, though.
Does he have 10? Who knows?
I feel like that's a crime to even talk about him like that.
I heard some beats on the Teflon album that were kind of tough. Not all of them was, 5 mic beats, but nah, the last couple things I've heard from Primo, if he's saying that, and Primo's been super active too. Like, if you know what I mean, like if he was, maybe if he did like remember when Common did B and like Kanye did like the whole album except for like 2 songs?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what he could, like, you know what I mean, a whole Alchemist album except for like 2 songs, maybe like 2 Primo joints. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be mad at that. Also, and like this just struck me earlier tonight. I don't know. I would be somewhat interested in hearing how Nas sounds over one of those Nicholas Craven productions. You know what I mean? And Nick Craven gets a lot of pushback and a lot of hate on Twitter for having, like, you know, the drumless beats that people say it's just loops, like anybody could just loop or whatever. But the loop, look, digging for a fire perfect loop is like half the battle when you're making beats, man. Like, I should know. Like lately, I've just been on some, like, I used to be on some, I want to find something kind of crazy to chop up and see how I can rework it. But lately, I've just been like, if I find like that one fire loop, like, that's half the battle right there. You just gotta have an ear and dig for it. And Nicholas Craven has a great ear for finding loops and working them into a fire backdrop for motherfuckers to get their bars. You know what I mean?
That's what I'll say too. The loops are there, but you know, some guys, they make loops and everything is dark and very, like, rugged. Right. Like, Craven finds these very warm and rich loops. Yeah. And he's not afraid of some decent drums. He'll use some drums.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that idea. I didn't think about the Craven angle is different, and I didn't think of that. But is he too obscure for Nas?
Possibly. But, what better way to bring Nick up to,
if he's giving him the shit ransom again, that type of shit ram again, that's a good start, man.
My favorite fucking, I was listening, I'm gonna find the shit. I'm gonna open my Apple Music, but it's the joint he gave Boldy for their last project, bro. I gotta find it. Give me 1 second. I think it's Fair Exchange on rap, but I wanna just make sure, bro. But you know what I mean? I gotta find this shit. I'm pulling a Dini right now. It was on Ferry Stuck in Traffic. That beat, bro. I just love that loop, bro. And I like, honestly, music from that era is some of my favorite. When I get on my music nerd shit, I like music from that time. But for him to choose that particular loop with that little bit of bounce to it, because it's not no slow, it's low key, got a nice little bounce. It's like, you can hear Nas with the way the certain pockets that Nas hits. Yeah, it will make sense.
Exactly.
All right. Send.
And we gotta make a list of that one of these days.
While we're here, I make beats. Holla.
Shit.
You heard top 5 producers we want to hear Nas with. Top 5 producers.
Yeah. We got.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. We saw your top 5 before. We didn't get to it on 79, but your last 5 that we actually had to make a list from, we saw all of them for episode 80. 80 is a round number. We like to celebrate round numbers at the Rap Roundtable. We will be highlighting some of those 5s. Sin, you should tweet that out. We put it in the atmosphere. Craven X Nas. See, I mean, if that certain outlet didn't dislike us for no good reason, she could make that list. But because she listening to hosts from other shows, how you dislike a podcast? You don't even know niggas. You don't even jack niggas. You asking niggas. See, I'm going downhill. All I'm saying is, before you judge a brand who's in your city based on the words of somebody else, familiarize yourself with the Rap Roundtable. You'll see that we some cool ass niggas that just podcast.
Get acquainted.
You know what I mean? We had to jump into this lunch hour real quick to review a couple of albums. Well, an album and a record. We're going to focus on the album, though, not the record so much. 38 Spesh and Conway the Machine got together for a collaborative album that, I think the space really needed. I like surprise albums. We've been begging for some new Griselda for about a month.
Indeed.
There's been a few segments, I would say, where we looked around and was like, just shit. One of the last live even, we was like, yo, we're supposed to be a Griselda summer. What do you mean?
Facts.
Lo and behold, although it's drum work and trust, at the core of it all, it's Griselda. It's Buffalo. It's the aesthetic we've been looking for. And Conway the Machine and 38 Spesh give us special machinery, a special delivery called Special Machinery. And fellas, let's really get into this project. So, Sid Rap Snob, you're the resident Griselda head here.
Of course.
What are your keynote takeaways from this album?
This is a good project, man. I'm very pleased with it. Production is on point. The mixing is on point. I'm always a big stickler for that. You know what I mean? And I think that there was a good balance between 38 Spesh and Conway the Machine. I think they have some good chemistry together. And there's no point in this album where you're like, oh, this is a 38 Spesh album, or oh, this is a Conway album. You know what I mean? Like, there's a good balance between the two. There's certain tracks where I feel like 38 Spesh came off and he took it. You know what I mean? Like Latex Gloves. I think he blacked on that. He really did his thing. And then there was some other songs where I felt like Conway took it. I'm trying to look at my notes, like Special Machinery, track number 5, Special Machinery. That beat is tough, crazy. And I think Conway far and away came out the victor in on that track. And I think that back and forth energy, very much missing in the game. You know what I mean? 2 equal heavyweights, you know what I mean? Going at it on the track pause. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good record. It's a good record. It's not, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna call it a classic or anything like that, but I'm satisfied with it. I'm happy with it. It's a good album. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not mad at that concise. I guess we'll get more of a breakdown from Sin in a second. Deem the balance. Talk to me, man.
Very impressed.
Okay.
Very, very impressed. I always love when you know, the gangster rappers, you know, it's always the street rapper, the persona rapper, still can give me something to nod to. You know what I'm saying? This was very nod-esque music, bro. Like the whole album, I was pretty much like this. I'm like, they did what I've been wanting them to do, what pretty much a hip-hop fan want to do. Like, give us those tough lyrics, give us those soundscapes, give us the hood tales and all that, but still make it palatable, bro. Make it sonically pleasing. And they actually fucking did it. Salute to Conway, salute to 38. Latex Gloves, man. One of my favorite records. Salute to Lloyd Banks, had a great verse. Been Through with El Camino. I love that record. Salute to El Camino. You mentioned the Special Machinery. Goodfellas with Benny. I mean, I really have no complaints. Shout out to Imani, made an appearance. They used to be Joe Budden's man back in the days. That's why I got put on to Imani. Shay made the cut. Salute to Pharoah Monch. We know you love the table, bro. We know you love the table. So it was really good to hear, bro. Like I'm reinvigorated for more Griselda now. At first I was a little iffy because, you know what I'm saying, we didn't know if they could switch up the soundscape, but they've done it great. This is actually more like, this is like a lifestyle album to me, man. I can listen to this at any time. I could be in a good vibe. I can want my hood shit. And that's what I think is dope. Because usually with that type of sound, you kind of got to be in the mood. You dig?
Is this some new shit from the space? Is it street lifestyle, street nigga lifestyle?
Yo, street lifestyle, bro. Fly lifestyle.
Yo,
street,
bro.
This shit is fire.
One of my favorite bars. It was 38 Spesh. He said, "I'm rich, but I still get shit from TJ Maxx." You know what I mean? Like that juxtaposition of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the ball work is crazy. Nigga said, "I won't let these groupie thoughts do me like Rudy Pops." It's the ball work is crazy.
Yeah, real quick, the joint being through with El Camino, is that West Side or am I bugging?
I thought it was too, but I don't think that's West.
I don't think it's West.
That man sounded like West Side Gun, bro.
He did.
He sounded like a toned down, calm down West Side. Even the cadence, the subject matter in the bars. I'm like, the fuck.
Yeah. I've been out for a minute too.
Because y'all know, like, I don't read the liner notes. I just play the album. I had to go scrolling. Is that West Side? Then I see
liner notes. One of those.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Showing my age.
2023.
You know what I mean? I didn't go to my phone and look at the track list. You know what I'm saying? But the shit was confusing to me. Then when I didn't see it was West Side, I'm like, shit, that's El Camino sounding like that. The fuck. Yeah. And it goes back to, theories in the past of niggas having little fly shit to say on social media, or Rock Marcy with his little bar saying niggas taking his style. I'm like, is West Side Gun a cosplayer? Of course not. but at the same time, he's not. We know that. But it's like, shit, who's the chicken and who's the egg here? You get what I mean? Because if that's not West Side Gun and El Camino been doing this for a minute, you dig? Is somebody biting? I'm just asking a question.
There go Job trying to start some shit.
I'm not trying to start some shit. But y'all heard the song, and y'all can't. Homie sounded like West Side Gun.
Yeah,
definitely did.
Shit, nah. But for me, Special Machinery, a really dope entry as far as like the third quarter, fall approaching, like the first seasonal gauntlet drop. Because to me, it's still hot in New York City. What is September? September 1st is the unofficial end of summer. Everybody know that. You dig?
Right.
So with this project
Labor Day-ish.
Yeah. With this project dropping at the time frame of it all, what it feels like, this is the first gauntlet to drop. Top tier rapping. Even the features delivered. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Buffalo rapper all-star game with a couple of appearances for people who are not from Buffalo, but you had a who's who. The only person that was actually missing was West Side Gun. You know what I'm saying?
But maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe not. I digress. But it's like I love the records. I love the energy from the intro. I love the sonics, like off the rip. It's like, okay, this project is a serious rapper's project, but it's not taking itself too seriously, if that makes sense. Sometimes niggas get together and they want it to be ultra monumental, like we're two nice niggas and we're making an album. Let's find the most gargantuan intro beat, as opposed to just find the things that work for both. Like I could say a keynote standout for me is that everybody sounded very comfortable on each beat. Like nobody was playing an away game. Like I didn't feel like 38 Spesh was on a Conway beat or vice versa.
Right. Exactly.
Sometimes when you get these collaboration albums, you're asking, as creators, you're asking guys to step into somebody else's world and make it work. What they did here, I guess they probably were in the studio together. This doesn't feel like, I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel like an email project. This felt like they took time, went through beats, or at the very least was sending beats back and forth to each other, trying to find things that landed in that creative sweet spot for both. Now, some people might say like, their subject matter is not that different, so it's not hard for them to do that. But if you listen to them as artists, Conway has a certain vibe, and Spesh has a certain vibe. So for them to come together and make it to work for 10 tracks, 10 cohesive tracks, I love it a lot. 38 Spesh is really nice. Like, I want to be clear. Like, that, this guy, he's like modern Beanie Siegel in a way where it's like he's not necessarily from New York City, but his flow in his pocket is very New Yorkish, but that twang, that mic presence, that bully energy, that's what I mean when I say he reminds me of Beanie Siegel. Like, he's not someone that you want to play with. But even with all of that said, I need to put this on wax. All of y'all rappers, stop doing collaboration albums with Conway, bro. Like, leave that man alone. Conway,
too nice, man. It's too nice.
Because I'm not taking nothing away from any of the other rappers. But leave Conway alone. That nigga is different, bro. Like, this man, like, he probably is the best alive, bro. Like I don't even know if I need to like say probably. Because it's like when he gets on every song, it's the level increases.
Facts.
Like, he does everything, bro. Like the flow, the voice, the wittiness, the wordplay, the wit. No more collaborations. Let that man stand by himself. Because if you're not capable of matching his level, and that don't mean you're not a nice rapper. Because again, 38 is wild nice,
dog nice.
But
look, I gotta put
Conway different, man.
I gotta push back a little bit here. I gotta push back because, like I said in my take, and I have some more thoughts on the album. You know what I mean? But I listened to some of the tracks and I was like, yo, I think 38 came away with the better performance on that track, and that's not to take anything away from
performance.
Conway,
performance.
But it's in terms of performance.
On the album?
Like, yes, there's certain. Look, to me, there's certain songs where Conway lyrically, probably Conway is probably taking every track. Like, in terms of the bars and the lyric work, but in terms of the performance, there's a certain level of performance and showmanship
bravado
that 38 Spesh gives. I'm not even gonna say bravado. It has something to do with bravado, but it's some the way that like the bars are delivered.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. 38 Spesh delivers the bars on some of these tracks in a way where I'm like, shit, like I'm fucking with Conway's verse, but the way 38 Spesh attacked this track and he delivered the bars, I'm giving it to 38 Spesh, man. At least Latex Gloves to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Latex crazy.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, take nothing away from 30. The guy is nice, but it's like, we always use a basketball reference when I don't go boxing. Like, it's two elite boxers. You know what I'm saying? But one guy is strictly a puncher, and then the other guy is a boxer puncher and a counter puncher. Like one guy was Errol Spence, the other guy was Terrence Crawford on this album. Both are all world boxers, but one guy is just different. You know?
Right. I think where Conway ends up separating himself from maybe 38 Spesh and probably a lot of other rappers in the space, made bosses. You know what I mean? That's probably my favorite track because I'm a sucker for an introspective track. Yeah. I wish Conway would have went in pause, but I wish he would have extended his verse a little bit longer than what it was. You know what I mean? I felt like his verse was cut short, but like what he actually delivered on that verse, I was like, this is fucking special. This is what makes Conway special. You know what I mean?
And
he's a street dude. He talks his shit. You know what I mean? The image is crazy, but then he could get in his introspective bag and give you like that look inward music and that going down memory lane music, that kind of vibe. Like that's his bag. You know what I mean?
And he's getting more and more comfortable doing that. Like each time up.
And 38 Spesh got a solo track on this. So I listened to Made Bosses and I was like, yo, if this would have been a Conway solo, I would have been so happy. Because 38 Spesh then came on and it was like, all right, this verse is cool, but it's not a special verse like the one that Conway gave us.
And shout out to Imani's name. Like, damn near sounded like Trey Songz on that bitch. You know,
hell of a singer.
Yeah, and that's what we was talking about earlier in the year. Like not to say that these guys listen to our podcast, but people in that space who are bar heavy finally started to realize there ain't nothing wrong with a little R&B hook, a little singing. There was a couple of records on there where they was hitting some harmonies in the chorus, and I think that's exactly what this space needs to break up all the bars, because you can't just be bars. You gotta have some musicality about it. I'm not mad at that, but Sen, you said you had more takeaways from the album.
So my favorite tracks probably Special Machinery, Goodfellas, which was like the lead track that we had heard some days ago.
Great record,
and again, Made Bosses probably my number one favorite. Again, like you just spoke to it. You know what I mean? Everything ain't gotta be just like, hard beats and bars with no hooks. You know what I mean? Add a little bit of, to take a bar from Job. Add a little bit of sazon in there. You know what I mean? A little adobo. You know what I mean? Add a singer in there, soften up the beat a little bit. You know what I mean? The intro, I was actually, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. When I started it, I was a little worried because the intro to me, I felt like I needed more energy. You know what I mean? I felt like I needed some drums. And not to say that, look, we all know I'm the drumless head here at the table. I fucks with some drumless beats. So not to say everything needs drums, but I felt like that beat specifically, it needed some drums on there because there wasn't much of a melody to it. You know what I mean? But then from there on out, like I think the project just kept on ascending from the first track all the way to the last track. I love We Outside at the end. It had a familiar sample, the same sample that Little Brother used on Speed, some 20 years ago. So I was fucking with that heavy. Shay came through on that track and bodied it, bro. She fucking snapped. This is probably, and not to take nothing away from what she's done thus far, but this is the most invigorated I've heard Shay sound on the track. Because Shay's usually I feel like she comes off a little reserved, like a little laid back, but this one she went in and bodied it. So I'm super happy to hear Shay on that track. And shouts to Pharaoh. Pharaoh just added a little hook in there, but anytime I get to hear Pharaoh marching something, I'm a happy person. You know what I mean? Those are my favorite. There was some tracks I was like, Last week was Fireplace was all right. You know what I mean? But all in all, this is a strong project, man. I'm happy with it, especially going into fall. You know what I mean? Griselda fall. I'm here for it.
Then you got
I agree with you said, Sin, as far as the intro, but I think it was supposed to be like that so that Latex Glove can come through punching, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was supposed to be kind of mellowed in, and then once you get to track 2, haymakers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then there was Unruly that ended up it started off with no drums. Then they added the drums, and then I was like, you know what? I think with this one, I would have been happy if they would have left the drums off. I like how it started. It was a fire track, but I like how it started off, and the mellowness of the beat without the drums, I think would have been perfect. But
yeah, I mean that Shay verse, like her basically touching on the fact that she's still like underrated and she's not okay with it. Well, I appreciated that shit because it's like, especially in this space, a lot of rappers are, not to say superheroes, but they're very just they're happy. The chests are always out. They popping their shit, right. And it's like it's cool to hear in this space niggas realizing, yeah, like I'm popular on the internet. I do have a following, but I'm still not getting that respect that I know I deserve. So hearing her spit that, especially with the song we're gonna talk about in a few minutes, like from a female's perspective, she feels disrespected, you know.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like I like the fact that they. To me, this is like, not to say that it's on the same level, because to me, that's still the keynote album of the last few years in this space. But like as far as Coup de Grace goes, like to me, this is in the vein of Coup de Grace, where 2 all-world niggas, like they ain't even a question. 2 all-world niggas got together and said, we're gonna make music. We're not gonna just rap on every beat, go beat to beat, no hooks, no nothing, just bars. They took their time to put some shit together. They picked beats that gave you different feelings. Like the album had a good pacing to it. It wasn't just drumless beat, low BPM, drumless beat, low BPM. Some things had drums, some things didn't have drums. The BPMs kind of switched up from track to track. Everything was cohesive.
Singing in there.
Right. There was
choruses,
there was some give and go. Sometimes, you know, you could see like Sin was talking about with 38. 38 came in there trying to wild out. And then Conway the Machine in certain situations was trying to wild out. Although I feel like there's a clear divide. If you come away from this album feeling like one dude is not, neither of these 2 dudes are not all world, then you're bugging. Like now, I need a solo from 38 because 38, he got a lot of buzz. He was getting the KD cosigns. He was getting the LeBron James. You know, LeBron can't. If KD have it, LeBron got to get it because you know that's how LeBron do. Like he's a rap aficionado, but he was late as fuck to this space.
Wait. Me too. I know about him too.
Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? LeBron get me so tight, bro.
Bro, we at it, man.
You see the space and the doors opening up for 38, and I felt like he picked a very interesting time to maybe take his foot off the gas a little bit. So to now re-enter the space with something niggas are going to be talking about, in my opinion, for the rest of the year, this is the keynote move. But I'm going to drop another gauntlet. I'm here to cause trouble with this. This still not fucking with anything the God Fahim and you know who been cooking up with, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. The God Fahim with Mark Hami, to me, they still, like, nobody's touching them when it comes to the bars on the collaborative levels, bro. I'm waiting for them 2 to get together and drop more fire. I need more notorious dumb gods. I need it. You know what I'm saying?
I think what it is with you, I think the West Indian Connect is
Nah, them niggas be getting all
No, they do. But I think the West Indian connection adds a little extra something for you.
Bro,
the references,
it's fire.
It speaks to niggas.
But with the lyricism and the pocket work. Now, not to be fair to what we just talked about, they do the shit where it don't be a lot of hooks. It just be bars after bars after bars.
Right,
so
exactly.
fair is fair. But boy, them bars be landing, B. I don't even rock with Fahim like that. But when he get next to Mark Hami, it's like, shit, these niggas is like, they going crazy. But we got to kill the vibe in the room. You know what I'm saying? We scared the hoes enough. We got it, you know?
Gotta bring them back.
There's some hoes in this house.
You know what I'm saying? Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion dropped a single. Sorry, guys. Don't leave. we about to talk about hoes. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. 300 likes. You know what I'm saying? Hit the subscribe, all of that. But they dropped this record. Cardi B got on Twitter saying, it's not what you think it is.
and then
it kind of was what we.
It was exactly what we thought it was.
You know what I mean?
Why she even jumped out the window and did that, bro? Like I was looking at her like that, like the camera on me, like,
come on, bro. I think they heard the noise about motherfuckers saying, "Here we go again with more pussy rap." Like, you know what I'm saying? And she tried to get out in front of it. Bongos is the name of the single. And Dini, I'm gonna come to you with this. Like, I got one take before I pass it to you, and it's like I kind of miss the days where the pop rappers, because even some of our favorites at certain points, they were pop rappers, just dropped fire and they dictated what fire was in their particular space. My issue with this is that it's clear that Meg, her team, Cardi, her team were clearly aiming for markets. And I hate when rappers do that. I could be wrong, but I hate when rappers aim for a particular market. Like, yes, we're gonna go talk to the Dominicans this one, or the Hispanics in this case, with the Honda Civics uptown blasting the music. You love that shit. I go to a Dominican barber. I love that music, but I don't like when rappers vehemently aim for markets. And I feel like this is what this is. Talk to me, Dini.
You're gonna get that because obviously, Cardi plays she's on the team, so you obviously gonna get them that side of the fence. But this is more of when the money kind of like overrides the culture, you know what I'm saying? Because when they put this together, they was like, yo, we're gonna change the game. You know what I'm saying? Like when them two get together, send records or anything like that. Like, do you think this is like kind of the way we spoke about 38 Spesh and Conway, like where they sat down and said, yo, this is gonna be different. Like the hustle niggas gonna sit down with this and enjoy this. The niggas who just love great music gonna sit down and enjoy this.
They're aiming for TikTok.
That's what I'm saying. And when you go that route, it's never going to be a legit win. Who said it? Was it Mace? Who said she should have just played the he shot me angle, and it would have did so much. No, keep on going back there. The angle. Like if it's about playing angles, why would you not play the successful angle that would catapult her career?
Because her brand wants to move away from that so bad. She don't want to be a victim.
Sis. This ain't it. I mean, like I said, it's a business, and we're gonna get a lot of that. That's not going anywhere. If you're tired of pussy rap, be tired, because this shit's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's heavy in the clubs, it's heavy in the strip clubs, it's heavy in the dance party. So it's just gonna be what it is. But musicality, man, not a fan, man, not a fan.
You know what? Before I pass it to Sen, I'm about to blaspheme real bad. That's been a theme of this lunch hour. I'm gonna blaspheme now. I'd rather listen to Ski from fucking Sexy Red than listen to this song ever again. I'd rather listen to Sexy Red. No funny shit.
Yeah, I have no idea the amount of weight that statement holds, yo.
Go ahead, Sid.
Nah, man. I'm lockstep with my fellas here at the table. Yeah, I mean, I have several thoughts. One, that beat was busting Cardi's ass, bro. Like, Cardi sounded like.
I mean, busting. The matter of fact, go ahead, Sid. Let me not say that.
Yeah, chill out.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cardi just did not. To me, she didn't sound comfortable on this beat. She sounded like she was trying to catch up to it. To the point where, like, when Meg came on, I was like, oh, this is more like it. Like, Meg is actually, riding this beat like she's supposed to. Again, sexual and innuendos aside, you know what I mean? But Meg was riding like she's supposed to, and Cardi sounded like she was struggling. Cardi, to me, I don't know, man. I don't want to put this out there like that. I don't want to put this negative energy, but Cardi might be washed, man. Like, I don't know. I don't like musically. I don't see this. Look, this is probably gonna do what it's supposed to do out there in the space for where this is being marketed to. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, to me, this makes WAP sound like fucking verbal intercourse, bro. Like WAP was like head and shoulders, like galactically better than this. This is just like. It just was, you know what I mean?
And that statement weighs volumes too.
Even though it was ultra pussy rap, there was some musicality to WAP.
It was
right. It was like if y'all remember, and if y'all knew and y'all jumping in and you're like, oh, y'all just being misogynistic, y'all don't like women rapping,
a lot of women rap,
sexual power and all that. Go back
and go back and watch our reaction to WAP. We basically praised WAP. We was like, yo, WAP, you know what I mean? Like all the people that was out there mad about WAP, y'all gonna stay mad because it did what it was supposed to do, you know what I mean? And people were jumping out the window mad about it as if they'd never heard like Akinelli put it in your mouth and all that shit back in the day, you know what I mean? But this joint here, you know, and Cardi tried to throw the curveball, like, nah, this is gonna be different. This is gonna be in a different vibe. And it's just a watered down version of what y'all already do. And at this point, like they're becoming caricatures of themselves. You know what I mean? Like it's just, come on, man.
Talk about it.
Enough of it, man.
Well, what you were saying about Cardi and the beat, like we gotta also remember, like, say what we want about Meg. Meg is a real rapper.
That's a fact.
The whole
keep it a bean.
So you could put her. You honestly, that's why we used to get mad at Meg. Is like the whole she can rap era of the Rap Roundtable was because of Meg. We used to argue about the twerking, but she can rap though. Like it wasn't just the twerking, but then at a certain point in her career, she kind of transitioned into being a sex symbol. You know what? Look at Megan Thee Stallion. Of course she's gonna be a sex symbol. Like the fucking baseball player when she threw the first pitch out, copped a little Philly feel because she was throwing all that ass walking to the mound. Like she's a sex symbol. But at the same time, it's like she's a real rapper, and when she decides to flex her dexterity as a rapper, it happens when you get her next to a Cardi who's not a real rapper, and you see the difference on how pocket work is, flow, breathing, and writing your own bars. No disrespect to Cardi, but Joe Buttons had talked about the fact that he doesn't think that Cardi has another album in her, and thinking about what Sin just said about her might be eroding a little bit. I don't agree with Sin, but it just makes me beg the question. You keep doing these feature. Where is the album? Maybe Joe Budden is right. You know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe Joe is right. Because the joint she did with is a young artist out here, Fendi the Rapper. The feature she gave Fendi the Rapper, Cardi got off. So I'm not gonna say she's toast.
Okay. Even the joint she gave K Flock and them a while back was fire. So I gotta give her props. I don't think it's over. I just think she needs to get the right people back in the room. Right people as
bad move, and I think she panicked when the reaction to oh boy more pussy rap, like because there was a palpable response to where she had to come out and say it's not what you think it was. Only thing different is it's Latin pussy rap. Y'all aiming for the Hispanic market, and you know what? I'm gonna put it out there too. They looked around and they see what Nicki and Ice Spice doing. That Barbie Girl record is. You go on Instagram, you go on TikTok. That is the theme song for all these girls, and it's the better record. So
and there was probably like, yo, we got to do something like that. You know what I mean?
Do it.
And they didn't do it. And I don't know if y'all watched the video. You know, because I had to watch. I mean, come on, like this. I had to watch the video if I was going to listen to the song.
Oh, the visuals out.
There's so much product placement in this video, bro. There's like the Casamigos. She's
like a Transformers movie.
Bag of chips with the logo very prominently placed. She was drinking some, I think, agua frescas, some drink that's new on the market. It's like one of those like spiked drinks that's popular now. You know what I mean? So there was like products all over this fucking video, bro. And it's like, to me, it's like, all right, y'all clearly, this is clearly product. This is not, it's not music. It's not, you know, for the sake of making music or for the sake of making a hot record. Like this is just a vehicle for product placement and commerce, right?
Well, that's what I mean. This whole project, this whole song, everything was they're chasing the market, they're chasing the bag because they figure two box office stars and Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, their sex appeal is what it is. The song is gonna do what it does, especially the visuals out. The visuals can carry the song more than the audio, and that's where it's gonna be. But we're gonna stop right here because we don't want y'all to run away. Beats, Rhymes, and Lists is up next. He got his 50 greatest discographies, and some of y'all gonna like it, some of y'all not gonna like it. But stay tuned. Hit that like button, 300 likes, subscribe, notification bell. Stay in tune with us. But again, this is the Rap Roundtable. It's all encompassing. Moving on. We out. We got another topic. Beats, Rhymes, and Lists. Y'all haven't heard us mention him in a while. Apparently, his Twitter is excommunicado. Beats, Rhymes, and Lists. We miss you, bro. We need you back on Twitter. You used to shake the room with a lot of your fives, a lot of your comps. Imagine flagging that page like that's it's culture. You know what I mean? But it's no idea. Yes, man. Like a couple months now. So Miss LB, shout out to Miss LB. You know, sometimes people get tagged for content and they'll talk about the content, but they won't shout out the niggas I made them aware. Again, we don't do that at the Rap Roundtable. Miss LB made us aware that Beats, Rhymes, and Lists put out a new list, and it involved discographies. So you know, Beats, Rhymes, and Lists has a history of being very, I would say, problematic with his list. You know what I mean? Some of his picks are head scratchers. Sometimes he's borderline biased. His biases kind of align with my biases. So I never bash him. All right, so Beats, Rhymes, and Lists got his top 50 greatest rappers discographies of all time list. I guess with Hip Hop 50, it only makes sense to put out this kind of list. You see, we got Hove as the graphic, so I guess it kind of gives away what number one might be. We'll see.
Like, where's the suspense, man?
You know what I mean? Shit like that. So, here we are, Sin. So we got Currency here. We're gonna run through the list. We'll stop at the people we feel we need to stop at. Shout out to him, you know, highlighting Currency at the 50th spot. He's one of the most underrated artists of this generation, I would say. No.
Sonically makes great music, man. Great music to listen to.
Look, I'm gonna be completely 100% honest here. Like, I don't knock nobody for liking Currency. You know what I mean? But I have tried to get into his music. It's never worked out. I don't know what it is. It's not my bag.
So our lifestyle shit, Sin.
I mean, maybe, but you know, shouts to Currency. He makes some dope music. It's not something I'm gonna spin on a regular basis. Like, no hate whatsoever.
No hate. It's just not for you.
Yeah.
Freddie Gibbs at 49. Shout out to
salute to Freddie.
I think he's now getting into a space where that 49 could be much higher in a couple more years with a few more projects.
Facts.
Ice-T. That's interesting. All right,
man.
Top 50.
Ice-T. He was that nigga for a while. Since man.
I like this
man right there.
I like this, man. Between Below the Heavens and Give Me My Flowers While I Can Still See Them, or Smell Them. Blue is up there. I would put one more project up there. I know he put Miles up there. It's interesting because he put up all the projects that he did with Exile.
Those and are joints.
So they were definitely joints, but there's one more project that it's late and I'm old, so I gotta remind myself.
We all getting there.
Oh, first of all, a long Red Hot Los Angeles Summer, that was a dope ass project too with producer Oh No. But the one I'm thinking of is Her Favorite Color. Her Favorite Color was a relatively short project, almost felt like an EP, even though it was 14 joints, but it only played for like half an hour. A lot of it was like interludes and like movie scenes, the audio from movie scenes and stuff like that. But the way he threaded it all together, like it was a dope ass project. Right? So he had that. He had the joint with Oh No. You know, the long Red Hot Los Angeles Summer, that was fire too. Shouts to Blue, man. He's put out some amazing projects.
Shout out.
Let's see, Luda.
Salute to Luda.
Is this low? Do y'all feel like this might be low?
Based on the niggas that's in front of him or behind him, yeah, kind of low.
Luda got some joints, man. We not gonna do Luda wrong.
Black Milk. That's not my cup of tea. I don't listen to them. I ain't gonna try to lie to you niggas either.
Black Milk is my lane more so than anybody else's. But I wouldn't even. Huh?
You don't really listen to them.
There's one Black Milk project that I really fuck with. But besides that, I don't know. 45 ahead of Luda.
Yeah. This list is kind of wild though.
That's a little crazy to me.
Salute to them.
Vince Staples.
Yeah, I just don't get it, bro. I'm like the only person I don't get it. Like, people love this guy.
I'll put him right there with Currency as far as me. Like, you know, I've tried to get into his music and I just kind of can't. Sometimes I confuse the two, honestly.
I don't know.
Sweatshirt.
Before you move on, I just don't. Okay. I don't see the appeal. What is it about? I'm not knocking Vince Staples. I'm just asking. Maybe y'all see something kind of like how I don't see Larry June. What is it about Vince Staples that people are gravitating to, because I hear him when he talks, he's like anti everything. It feels like he's like the ultra contrarian. he said niggas giving gifts are selfish. It's like then I hear his music and it's like I don't hear nothing that matches the hype. So what am I missing?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm on the same type of time.
Yeah. If somebody's in the chat or watching us, let us know. If you're a fan out there,
why do you love
Earl Sweatshirt? Don't belong on this list at all. No disrespect.
Shout out to our future. People love Earl Sweatshirt, bro.
They gotta relax.
Look, I remember when I started hearing a lot of the chatter about Earl Sweatshirt. And I was like, oh shit, I must be missing out. Like, people calling him like one of the greatest lyricists of all time. I'm like, let me tap in. And then I tapped in and I was like, all right, if y'all say so. I mean, I there's some shit that I fucks with, I dig, but the way they was hyping him up on Twitter, and, these underground spaces, it's not. I don't see it. I don't see it to that level. You know what I mean?
It almost feels like they try to give him that because as a crew, Odd Future was lit, and they didn't want this guy Tyler to get too much of the light. So they said, but you that Earl Sweatshirt, he's fire too. You know what I mean? It's like I don't. Y'all lying. I'm sorry, y'all lying. He's never been that, bro. Top 50 discography.
We might have to have Adri back to.
Yeah. She had words.
If Adri was here, she would roll her eyes right now, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
43.
Right. Yo, she'd roll her eyes from one end of the screen to the other, yo.
Boy, I love it.
Salute to Adri.
DJ Quick. I don't know. Somebody want to take this?
Not really my bag. Salute to Quick, but that's not really my bag.
Strong run. Definitely like preeminent figure of the West Coast dominance from the late 80s to the early 90s. But top 50, this, I'm almost too young to really have a say in this. But it's like
possibly
legendary artist. Give him his props.
Ludacris is 45 or 46 and Quick is 42. I got a problem with that, bro. Luda, y'all like off the rip, Beats Round the list is being very disrespectful here. Earl Sweatshirt and DJ Quick in front
of Luda.
Crazy.
Crazy.
All right, so we got J. Cole at 41.
That's crazy.
We got J. Cole at 41. I want to see who's ahead of J. Cole. Tyler. Okay. I can see that.
I can't see it.
I'll go with it, bro. I'll go with it.
I'm not even a Cole head. Yeah, maybe Tyler. Tyler got more classics or near classics.
Sonically, man. Woo!
Ego is not my bag, but I don't think J. Cole gotta call me if you get lost.
This is criminal to me. This is criminal. 39,
and then Rick Ross at 39.
I might not be mad at this because if I'm being completely truthful, guys, love y'all to death, love the chat to death. He hit his zenith at Teflon Don. And he hasn't, you know how niggas have their second or their third primes? He hasn't reached Teflon Don since Teflon Don. Some have come close, but it's been a slow decline.
The show with Diddy was tough.
Yeah. I thought Jarv would be a little bit more upset with this.
I gotta be realistic.
Me too.
I love Rose, but the albums don't hit how they supposed to.
But what about? Hold on, I'm looking it up now. What's the joint he released the same year as Damn? Rather you than you.
Fire.
God forgives all.
I know I love that album
too.
But is it Teflon? Is anything like Port of Miami, Deep in the Rap, Teflon? He did this. After Teflon, there's been a slow decline. A couple, but it's been, you know what I mean? Like Rather You Than Me is fire. Yeah. I think I was the only one on this podcast really like waving that flag for that album. So we'll see.
That's the Ace.
Now
fucks with this.
Now Rose being 39 is criminal. That's the Ace.
Yeah,
I'm just. You know what I mean?
No, don't do that. Master Ace got classics and borderline classics, like a lot of them, bro. A long hot summer. I still have the Blue album on my mind. A long hot summer. Disposable Arts, like those are impeccable albums, man. He had that joint a few years ago with Marco Polo. Brooklyn Story, also a fire album. He's got a lot of fire albums, and I remember at the time when this was early on when the pod was still starting, I was like, yo, one day I really want to talk about like why there are certain artists that have like these great discographies, but just never got the recognition for it. It's not even like because every time we talk about like underrated rappers, it's like underrated as an MC or underrated skill wise. You know what I mean? But Massa Ace got a great discography, man, and I'm shout to Beat Rhymes in Life.
Top 38.
Beat Rhymes and List. Sorry,
we do that at least once every time we mention him. So
exactly.
It's okay.
Beat Rhymes and List for for recognizing. You know what I mean? I fucks with this pick right here. Ahead of Rick Ross, that's a debate. That's a debate to have. But Massa Ace belongs on the list.
ASAP Rock.
We could skip this one.
Thank you.
if I'm keeping it a buck.
Salute to him. But come on, Shimon, man.
Future.
They disrespected my man at 36, man. They disrespected my man at 36.
I don't know yet because before DS2 and like this pre-DS2 and post-DS2. Pre-DS2 was a lot of noise and a lot of abuse of the auto-tune. And then he got right. There was a project right before Dirty Sprite 2 that he started to figure it out. And then DS2 hit. And then he took off.
And then after that it was money.
I'm not mad at 36. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not.
Busta Rhymes at 35.
Albums though?
Yeah. Not mad.
I mean 35. I mean, it's not top 20. It's not
right.
Top 15, 10, 35. It's a decent spot for
top
Busta
40,
Rhymes.
man.
That's a respectable position.
I fucks with it.
I love Busta. 35 all time is kind of high though.
Who you think that's behind him that should be ahead of him?
So you saying that Future's too low and Bust is too high?
As much as I love Bust, I would probably go with the Future joints. Pause. Super pause, actually. Sheesh. As long as I love Busta Rhymes, I'll probably them Future albums speak to my soul, bro. I gotta go with the Future. Drake at 34 is crazy.
Nah,
Drake at 34.
I'm not mad at Drake at 34 because his albums don't really hit like that, bro. It don't.
There's a couple of joints in that.
You was about to say a couple of classics. You was about to blast bro.
I would go if you're reading this. It's too late. It's definitely there for me. Definitely there for me.
I'm not mad at 34.
And maybe you could argue about Take Care too. It's definitely close.
Drake is. Here's my hot take on this one. Drake is the most successful streaming era rapper of all time with the most skippable album cuts of all time. Of any nigga of his stature, the skip button gets abused on his albums more than any other artist on his level, in my opinion.
It's a fact. Not a hot take at all. Danny Brown.
Some of them albums, man.
Man, fuck out of here. Keep it moving, bro.
Salute Danny Brown. But
see,
that's
wait, so time out. You got Busta Rhymes at 35, Future at 36, Pusha T in the 30s, but then Danny Brown is 30. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, this list is kind of all over the place.
See, this is why you got deleted off of Twitter.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not familiar enough with the UGK discography to even have a.
I'm not mad at it. This is for like a legend who like a regional legend. This is a good spot for a top 50, not top 20, but somewhere in the middle.
Big Memphis.
Redman. Oh.
Salute Red. A lot of great projects.
I don't know. I feel like, this might be my personal bias. This feels low to me. But Redman also, that first album just, changed everything for me.
UGK is definitely from Texas, Deanie.
Oh, 30. Shit. Oh, I'm confusing him with 336.
MJG,
36. Pardon.
Shit. Redman at 30.
He ain't doing
I'm gonna have to see who's in front of Redman.
Redman ain't doing enough, bro. You know that. He ain't doing enough to be
there's what the
album Muddy Waters.
And what's the shit? What's the shit when it had the character with the red hat? That drink was crazy too, bro.
Doc's the Name.
There we go. The one that had I beat that on it. That was crazy too. So that's already two potential.
And also,
bro.
The album with Redman, I think should be counted for him too.
Great album. First one, yeah. First one's crazy.
I don't know. Me personally, I'm feeling like this is low, but that might just be my.
But you love Redman though, so it could be a little biased, bro.
Lil Wayne at 29. All right. Yeah, I fuck with it. Eminem at 28. Oh, yikes!
For albums all time, it just doesn't feel right, bro.
What do you mean it doesn't feel right? It's too high or too low?
This is high. I mean, this is as far as a discography. Out of all the albums, it's probably like 3 great albums, bro. 3 great
average
ones.
it out.
But listen. My take on this is Eminem as a artist, MC, rapper is always regarded top 5, top 10.
Sales number
Having
1.
him number 28 on this list, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I see it.
Early on, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem showed to a slightly lesser degree than the first 2. Out the gate, those 3 projects, like the
8 Mile soundtrack.
The 8 Mile soundtrack too. The fall off was epic as epic can
astronomical.
be. But starting off,
to
me this is a good averaging out of where his discography is.
Yep. And people are gonna, all the Eminem heads are gonna be like, "Yo,
you gonna call us nigger?"
How's he not top 5?
I'm interested to see where this goes because they're counting groups too. So I'm really interested to see where this goes.
What? Oh, I see. Yeah.
They count groups too.
DMX 27. All right.
Early started
2 classics.
Started off completely hot and heavy. Pause. But then somewhere in the middle and towards the end, rest in peace, X. It got a little,
Yeah. LP. All right, man. Next.
Salute to it, but come on, dogs.
Come on.
When you play certain people in them positions and you look at the names we scroll by, like then you make us look crazy for even agreeing with you because it's like Eminem, DMX, LP. Get the fuck
LP,
out
bro.
of here, bro.
LP.
LP is not above X or M, bro. Stop.
Nah, at all. The Mob. 25.
Criminal.
Criminal. I don't know, man, because the albums past 2000.
It got shaky.
3 classics.
It got shaky.
But that 95, 96, 99.
3 classics.
That's worth top 20 by itself.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the fact that they have the Mob, he has the Mob ahead of X, ahead of Eminem. I mean,
that's
based on where this list is at right now, I fucks with the placement in terms of who they're in front of. I need to see who they're behind though. Pause.
I'm gonna say it right now. The Locks better not be here at all.
True.
We'll see.
We can't have them higher up. Dr. Dre at 24.
2 albums.
I mean, the Chronic in 2001 though. Like
that's hard
2 for 2.
Honestly, those 2 albums alone is top 20 worthy. Might be too low.
24 is a little crazy.
That's respectable. Them shits ring
and
off different.
And we're not counting the NWA.
I'm not. I wouldn't. As far as I wouldn't.
NWA is his own thing.
Yeah.
All right.
But those 2 albums are crazy. Definitely going with 2001 over the Chronic though.
Okay. DMC. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to you, niggas.
Salute to the legends, but salute to the legends.
You gotta talk to Finn about that, or talk to somebody who's 50. I don't know.
Yeah.
talk to somebody who stayed after 2:00 at the hip hop show, bro.
Boy.
Yo, facts. All right, 23. Run DMC. Yes. I like this. I might have even put him top 20. For me personally, this is low.
Comment above Mob Deep and
yes.
Crazy.
And
yes.
Eminem,
No
DMX.
way,
yes.
Sin.
Yes.
Stop it, Sin. Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
Cut it out, bro.
Yes.
Who is this guy? Yo.
Man, like, what's going on, bro?
Look, bro. And then he didn't even.
But Mob Deep, bro.
Yeah.
Albums?
Man, look. One Day It'll All Make Sense. He has Resurrection up there. I happen to prefer One Day It'll All Make Sense.
I
like
love
Water
B.
for Chocolate.
One of the greatest albums ever.
And the Finding Forever, The Dream of the Believer. Shit, and I'm one of the few that likes Electric Circus. So listen, I'm fine with this. I'm happy with this. I'm good with it. Rakim, but look, so Rakim was Eric B and Rakim. So how are we not? Are we count like? Is it a group thing? Because if Rakim. If Eric B and Rakim counts for Rakim, then I would think NWA would count
Rakim
for
rap though, bro.
Rakim, his name is in the title. It wasn't NWA Dr. Dre, bro. His name
All right,
was in the title.
You got it. I'm dragging it. Damn, but not top 20. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's move on.
Top 20.
KRS-One over Rakim.
That's crazy.
KRS-One got some albums though. We're not gonna do that.
Crazy.
We're not gonna do that.
But what are we doing? We're not saying he's not
BDP.
20.
I mean, I would count BDP because he did like 98% of the rapping. But bro, I ain't gonna lie, KRS, the blast master,
KRS
bro.
got a better discography than Rakim.
I don't know. He does. He does.
If you can feel that way about Common, bro, I can feel this way about KRS-One. Shout out to the Boogie, bro.
Look, maybe all right. Criminal Minds by all means necessary, but
crazy.
I don't know. Return of the Boom Bap and then the self-titled album. They were good albums. I don't think they were.
KRS-One by 95 was already out of date. No disrespect to the legend himself, but he didn't belong in the 90s. I'm not saying nothing that we don't know.
I mean,
Rakim was 88.
MCs act like they don't know was good. That shit rang off crazy.
It did ring off. That's one of my favorite instrumentals of all time. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But Rakim, as he came into the 90s, did a better job of adjusting to the times than Chris did, bro. I gotta put Rakim is above him, B.
Right? Yeah, Rakim gotta be above him. EPMD 19.
Ooh, top 20 all time.
Top 20.
Although
strictly business is it's high up there, man. That's just one album.
Of all the air quote older niggas who made a comeback in the late 90s or the early aughts, to me, EPMD did it better than a lot of the 80s niggas as far as coming into what at that time was the modern time and blending right the fuck in. So
that's a fact.
I'm not mad at this position.
That 88 to 92 run that he's highlighting right here, epic. I mean, is very, very far ahead of Rakim, Mobb Deep, Dre. So
and not for nothing,
it's just the placement of some of these artists, man. Some of these runs,
and as we've heard, as far as skill set erosion goes. Their talent was pitched high enough to where they could get on a Nas album in the fucking 2020s, right? And it's not much.
Sound better than them.
You know what I mean, shit. Fuck.
Public Enemy.
I'm sorry, not jacking it. Not jacking it. Not jacking it.
What you mean?
Not jacking it.
What are you talking about?
Top 20 discography of all time.
That 7 year age difference is really fucking the game.
Oh, man, come on, man.
I'm salute to the gods.
You know what it is? It's the impact. I see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these placements are getting weighted on the impact of the projects that are being counted. The impact of It Takes a Million and the impact of Fear of a Black Planet that's a heavy weight, bro.
Yeah,
it's a heavy weight.
It is.
Even if the rest of the discography doesn't quite live up. It's the same shit with Eminem to a lesser degree. At least to me, to a lesser degree. You know what I mean? It's like
powerful ones are powerful.
That weight at the beginning, crazy.
But you top 20?
Yeah, that's heavy, son. Top dub, bro.
Oof.
I guess it's just in terms of if we're looking at complete discography. But I'm just saying if we're looking at complete discography and the amount of albums and projects that there were in that discography, maybe top 20 is a little high for Public Enemy because it was those first two massive, right? But then after that, not so much. Okay. You know what I mean? But it's just the massiveness of those first two.
Pause.
Pause it back.
Hold on, Sam. Real quick before we continue, make sure y'all hitting that like button. 300 likes. Even if it's just 1,000 of y'all watching, If 300 of y'all hit that like button, we've done our job. We remain in the algorithm and business increases. Hit the like button, get us to 300 likes. Hit the subscribe button. Road to 10K. Make sure you run those numbers up for us. We appreciate y'all. Back to the list. Yes.
Scarface, top 20. I'm not mad at it. Okay. I mean, I want to see who's ahead of him. But
longevity, classics, and
classics,
across the
talent,
board.
Yeah,
storytelling, impact, all of it.
One of the best rap voices.
Yes,
he's another one of them niggas that like his skill set has not eroded.
All right, yeah, I'm calling bullshit.
Okay, talk to me.
You call him cap on
Look, man. Look, look, I'm already blocked by LL. I've been blocked by LL for years, as we found out.
For shit like this.
Exactly. Bro, you're not telling me LL Cool J has a better discography of full albums than Scarface, than Public Enemy, than EPMD, than Rakim, KRS, Common. Where's Mobb Deep? Dr. Dre. Come on, man. Like, look, LL Cool J, and look, the way I look at LL Cool J, exactly. Look, a lot of people will say Drake is the new Jay-Z. To me, Drake is the new LL Cool J. He makes songs for the ladies and has fire singles. You know what I mean? The singles are all-time great. Yeah. Albums as a full album, as a complete project.
You using too many words, Sin.
Not so much.
LL has never been in any critical acclaim, debates, or conversations. Like
we've never talked about an LL classic outside of maybe like Radio, and that's before our time. Probably.
Yeah,
but I've definitely heard Radio being called a classic.
And he said classic moments, classic battles, yes, but not classic albums.
Bigger and Deffer. But I mean, Mama Said Knock You Out. Like it was cool, but we don't talk about it like that. That's never part of that conversation.
The culture really don't. As a whole.
That's what I'm saying. Like not the way EPMD gets talked about, not the way that Public Enemy gets talked about. You know what I mean? Not the way Dre gets talked about. Like, come on. I'm not trying to hear it. 16. Come on.
Ladies,
Biggie at 15. All right. He only had the 2 albums.
2 joints, yeah.
You only had the 2 albums.
But they were fire.
But that's
top level.
And this is what I'm saying. Like the impact of those 2,
top notch.
I'm fucking with 15.
Biggie 1 slot in front of LL is blasphemous, bro.
That's wild, bro. That's really wild. Okay, what are we doing here now?
Salute to the ladies. Super Duper Fly was amazing.
I don't know, bro.
But this is wild.
Top rapper. So is Missy a rapper? I don't know.
Yeah, I say she's a rapper.
Okay.
She's a rapper technically.
She vocalizes a lot, but she definitely is a rapper.
Yeah, she's part of the culture. She's part of hip hop. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We definitely include her and accept her. But it's man, ahead of Biggie, ahead of Mobb Deep, ahead of Scarface, and I want to make sure to throw in Scarface before anybody says that this is just a New York bias take and reaction to this. Missy at 14 is wild.
Missy in front of Dr. Dre and Biggie.
Wild. Crazy.
Gangsta. I fucks with this. I fucks with this take right here.
Moment of Truth is amazing.
I'm fucking with this.
I want to hate on it, but they had some fire. But
yeah,
I'm gonna reserve 13. My hate to see who's next.
The Roots.
All right, this list is wild, bro. All right.
So look.
Shout out to you, John, for going straight there.
Come on, bro.
So look, as the resident Roots fan at this table, Illadelph, Half-Life. All right, we'll start with Do You Want More? It was a dope album. I wouldn't call it quite a classic. Illadelph, Half-Life, and Things Fall Apart, I think, are classics. Everything beyond that, to me, went kind of downhill.
Right.
You know what I mean? They started getting more, I don't even want to say that, somewhat experimental, but also they started focusing more on like conceptual albums than actually just making
you tap dancing,
fire songs.
They started,
you know what I mean? So
they started giving white people
tied.
more consumption, consumable raps for the white people. I'll say it.
12 is high. 12 is high. No, I wouldn't even say that because like maybe the joint.
It's high, Sin. It's high, bro.
No. But I wouldn't say that it's necessarily more music for white people.
Okay.
Because so the joint. Damn, I can't. I'm drawing a blank now. But the joint the real popular joint that he had with that they had with that guitarist guy. Damn, I can't think of it. I might have to look it up. But that was definitely a joint for the masses, right? But anything beyond that started becoming like kind of experimental and very heavy on the conceptual themed albums, and that I don't think was necessarily for like mass play or mass consumption. I just think that's where they wanted to go creatively. For me, it never quite connected. 12, I love the roots. 12 is hot. 12 above all those other artists that are before them. That's fucking hot.
But not Missy. They're above Missy. Missy don't even belong in the top 20 or top 25. No disrespect.
Damn it. MF Doom.
Doom. This
list is becoming very personal. It's not like an objective list.
Yeah. This is, and shouts to Doom. I fucks with Doom.
Mad Villainy.
Yeah. I mean, Mad Villainy, Operation Doomsday. I like also, but I mean, if we're gonna call these all I like Food, but if we're gonna call all of these classics and put them above like all the artists that came before him on the list, it's a little wild. Wild.
Let's see this 10, man.
Kendrick Lamar at number 10. I'm gonna just come out straight shooting. This feels low to me. I'm gonna keep it a whole stack. This feels low. He should have been top 5.
No, he's not, bro. He's not. Stop. Sit on his shit. We see it.
Sin.
See that little smirk?
Sin.
Top 5.
No way.
No way.
Top 5.
No way.
Top 10. I'll take top 10. Fuck it. De La Soul. Okay.
Salute to them.
Top 10.
Top 10 all time.
Stop, bro.
Love De La Soul.
Rest in peace, True Goy.
Stakes is high. 3 Feet and Rising. Great albums. These
are great albums, man. Top 10.
10?
I know Tribe got to be probably like one slot ahead.
So you made this list? Did you collaborate with this nigga on this list?
Yeah. A lot of your takes on this list. Send pause.
Ghostface. Hey, it's good taste, bro. Ghostface at number 8.
I'm not mad. I can't be mad at
I'm happy with this. I might have even put him a little higher. Pac at number 7.
Controversial that it's not top 5.
Oh yeah, I thought that would be a little
controversial position for Pac.
Yeah,
that means you got Jay-Z above Tupac on this list.
Ooh,
because Hov name may come up yet.
Controversy.
That's crazy. Nas neither.
Well, we know Nas is gonna be there. That's not even a question.
And,
that's a fact.
So do we all just collectively ignore his first 2 albums? Is
so
that just what we do?
Who's Pac's?
Pac's. Yes.
It's an inverted way of looking at the Eminem body of work. Not to say this on the same level. Be clear. But what I mean is like M came out the gate 3 albums. You could argue a classic, a near classic, and a soundtrack that's a classic soundtrack. And then they got a little shaky. He didn't drop no mid first 2 albums. They were good, some fire. But then he leveled this shit up and he made some classics. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Classics.
And based on the Tupac fans to this day, it stood up.
They still hit.
Yeah. All right, Pac at number 7.
Snoop ain't on this list at all. It's crazy.
Tribe at number 6.
Salute to Tribe.
I'm not arguing that.
That's why I'm not mad at Kendrick being 10. Based on the other niggas we've seen, I'm not mad at Kendrick being 10.
Ice Cube at 5. Not arguing that.
Top 5, Cube.
Cube fall off is vast though, but 5,
yeah,
I guess.
But the America's Most Wanted and the Predator joint was crazy though.
Yeah, that certificate too. The 3 he listed, that 3P 90, 91, 92, plus the shit he wrote for NWA and all of that.
Tough.
Yeah.
Nas at number 4.
Escobar season.
This list is getting spooky now.
Shit. Escobar.
So there's 3 people above Nas on this list.
Well, better discographies, according to this.
So this tells me that it was the Nas fans who got Beats Ramen list off of Twitter. It's them. Because Nas at 4, and some of the shit he be saying or used to say, oof.
Yeah.
Oh
shit.
Top 3.
3 ahead of Nas. Okay, Kanye. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna argue that. Anybody arguing this?
That's respectable. A lot of fire in that catalog.
Kanye not the rapper that Nas is, but if we just talking about albums, Kanye first 5 albums, nobody came out the gate with 5 like Ye. Nobody in history came out the gate with 5 like Ye. Nobody. Right, I'm gonna keep it repeating. Nobody came up with 5 out the gate like Ye. So I'm not.
Hold up. So who are we missing? Because Hov is 2 or 1. Kanye's here. Nas.
Let's just be surprised. Don't.
I know.
Who are we missing? I'm trying to think.
I know who it is. Your man, who I stay cooking. Somebody always be on. He always get recognition.
Outcast.
There you go.
Outcast.
There you go. He always get recognition no matter what, bro.
Boom.
Salute the 3 Stacks. Salute the big boy, man.
So Snoop. Wait, time out. All the other niggas he named is Snoop. That can't even be top 50.
Snoop don't got a good discography, bro. Let's keep it all the way real.
We forget
it's doggy style, and that's it.
You're right.
Honest.
Rhythm and G is crazy.
This outside of Cube, we got Dr. Dre, we got Cube. No NWA. Isn't there another West Coast soloist we forgetting that had a strong discography, bro? Or am I just bugging the fuck out?
Game. A lot of people talk about the Game's discography. They do. He's nowhere on this list, bro.
Yeah, that's the problem for me. And
that's crazy.
I front on the Game a lot, but I don't front on niggas in
documentaries.
He should have been included on this list. Bro.
And last but not least, Young Hova, you heard?
I don't know, man.
Yes,
I don't know, man.
The jigga men be balling. Leave chicks Benito. Some of them
be crawling.
I don't know, man. I don't know about this, man.
This is discography,
I would
man.
Say
I'm so far ahead of my time. I'm about to start
another life.
Behind you, I'm about to pass you twice.
And I'm not even.
You gotta slow for the president. I'm fast, niggas.
I'm gonna let you get
past my pass.
How you propose to deal with my perfect present when I unwrap the gift of the person one session?
You was talking, man.
Come on, son.
I
gotta get my whole points back. They've been mad at you when I'm excommunicado. I gotta get it back.
All right, we done? We finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not even.
I'm making short-term goals when the weather falls.
Put away the leather supplies on the
Chili with enough big money to free a Big Willie.
Big Willie, high stakes. I got.
We already over time with this lunch hour. Yo.
Right. We cooking. It's home. Right. Number 1.
We all super overtime.
Yo, he went back up to number 4.
All right.
Yo,
you want to see Nas to number 4?
My Nas,
go back to home.
My fellow Nas fans, y'all gotta be mad at me. But I'm not. I don't even want to. I'm not even trying to argue for putting Nas at number 1 or ahead of Hov right now. But Kanye West, let's keep it a whole stack. Okay. Kanye West has a better discography than Jay-Z.
You sound like Mike D.
He's not a better MC. He's not a better MC. He's not a better rapper. But percentage-wise, batting average, shooting percentage, that Kanye discography is crazy, bro.
Well, that MCing tips the scale, you know?
Does it?
Apparently. I didn't make the list. Apparently.
No say. Above Outkast too, to be honest. Kanye should have been above Outkast too.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this episode.
Let me see what the classic albums are. All right, Reasonable Doubt. Volume 2 is classic.
Shaky.
Bro, it's a 5-time platinum album. One of
the Blueprint is a classic. The Black Album, and I think this is where we sort of part ways here.
444 is not a classic
because 444, and I think to
better throw an American Gangster on there.
Facts.
Put him far and away number 1 ahead of Kanye West. and ahead of some other people.
I'm sorry,
a lot of albums.
You have to consider 444 a classic, and I just don't consider 444 a classic. If we don't consider 444 a classic, this is a much more heated debate.
There's a lot of niggas I think 444 is a classic. I'm not one of them. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, whole fans, I'm not mad at this number one position. I would like my spot back in the realm of the Jigga fans, the Jigger crew.
I thought this was shaky.
You know, I don't know what you're talking about. Did I say that? I don't recall. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't say. You know, all I saw was Hov at number one, and I told you niggas, his picture's right there. He's gonna be number one. These rise the list. This is why you're not on Twitter no more. Shit like this. You know what I mean? All right, let's kill this. We got a couple more topics to get to before we get out of here. Niggas will get fired today, but bear with us. We having fun with y'all. We know y'all enjoying the topics. Since it wraps, now kill that list with me, good brother.
Oh yeah. Stop this shit. I almost ended the call.
That would have been terrible. So we have a clip on from the podcast that's called Drink Champs. Shout out to Drink Champs, providing content for the Rap Roundtable. Make sure you hit the like button, 300 likes, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. He says that he had a hand in producing or maybe even co-producing The Chronic. So since the rap star being the resident producer at this table, does this new information come into light from the person he said it himself on the podcast dim the light and the greatness of a Dr. Dre?
Are we not naming the person? Are we trying to keep it out of?
I figured you would. You know, I'm trying to build a suspense.
Oh, copy. I thought I missed the memo.
I was trying to, throw you the alley. Warren G.
So yeah. So, but now you ruined it for me. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Warren G was on Drink Champs, right? And you know what I mean? Like Nori was asking him some questions, you know what I mean, about like, what was his hand in a lot of the creativity that happened in early 90s in those West Coast albums. And he came up with an anecdote of helping some he was kind of vague about it, actually. Like, it wasn't quite an anecdote, but he definitely alluded to co-producing or definitely assisting with production on The Chronic. He said something along the lines of, I didn't get my credit, and back in those days, you were just happy with being creative and being in the studio with all of these guys. And you weren't thinking about publishing. You wasn't thinking about liner notes and is my name in there and whatever. So, you know what I mean? So, but he definitely alluded to the fact that, he says he had a pretty major hand in producing a lot of The Chronic. And to me, I feel like this requires us to have a very real conversation about Dr. Dre, the lore of Dr. Dre and his classic album. We just talked about it just a second ago, going through the list, and those albums, The Chronic and 2001. Some people fall on different sides of it, but we no matter what side you fall on, you understand the impact of those albums, and they are credited to Dr. Dre as being the producer, right? Now, I think this does open up the conversation a little bit more about, again, the difference between a beat maker and a producer, right? I'm not going to take any credit away from Dr. Dre as a music producer, record producer, album producer, right? He oversaw the creative direction of these projects, right? And a lot of other projects beyond that. But as a beat maker, we got to start having that conversation. Is he one of the, elite top 5 beat makers or top 10 or whatever beat makers of all time? If we keep getting these stories about him being assisted in making beats, you know what I mean? And I think we have to, at some point, maybe not now, right? We've been at this for quite a long time for this lunch hour already, but at some point we might have to sit down and have a real conversation about, as a beat maker, should Dr. Dre keep getting ranked at the top of the list the way he continues to be ranked? Even in our list, we rank them top 3 of all time. You know what I mean? We might have to revisit that if we're talking about strictly beat making, and we keep hearing about him getting assisted in making these beats.
You know what? Here's what I'll say. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say it because I don't. Dini gonna be Dini the balance. I don't want no fucking balance right now. If y'all niggas on the internet, not y'all in the chat, but people on the internet as a whole, y'all always in my face talking about Hov is a biter and he took this person's lyrics. They love saying the shit. Y'all love knocking New York down a peg. Y'all listen to Big Gibb talk about New York bad, and y'all say we biased. And when I mention out of towners being just as biased as New Yorkers, y'all act like it don't exist. But if we're gonna say certain things about other regions, then we're gonna have to start questioning the acumen of Dr. Dre on that alone, on that merit and that merit alone. If you could question all the other greats like the Hovs and everybody else that you question, at a certain point, y'all tried to bring Nas down with his bad beat selection. And before he had this run recently, there was a loud majority of people who were out here trying to say he wasn't what y'all said he was. That happened. I read it on the internet, right? So the same way I could do that, and all the other regions don't get them lashes, we gotta start giving Dr. Dre to pop out. Because this is not the first 10th or 15th time we've heard some shit like this from Ghost Production, that he's putting his name on the shit after other niggas did the work, which I keep hailing him as the GOAT producer of all time, or top 2, top 3. Fuck, he's top 2 on our list. I might have to reconsider this list if more niggas keep coming out. Dr. Dre needs his treatment that y'all give New York niggas. Y'all gotta start giving him the side eye the same way y'all side eye New York niggas. There, I said it. Go ahead, Dean. I don't know what you gotta say, but you wasn't gonna say that.
I guess we have to look at him kind of like the way we look at Kanye, where it's more of the procurement of the record more than it's the actual being a beat maker.
Is DJ Khaled now?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's basically putting all the pieces together. Wow. Well, I'm not saying he has a huge hand in the production of things that go on, but I'm saying there's definitely a lot of help. Anybody remember Scott Storch? Like, there's always been someone else in the room that really has like their fingers on the keys, literally and figuratively. So I'm not going to take nothing away from him as far as that, but he should speak more on the assistance, if anything else. And also, there should be some type of compensation for Warren G, bro. Like, if we talking 30 years ago, you made arguably one of the greatest albums in hip hop history. You know what I'm saying? If you talk about hip hop albums, you mentioned 10 albums. The Chronic gonna be somewhere in that 10 if you just mentioned 10 hip hop albums, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you feel like with all the accolades Dre has accumulated from that time, why not trickle that down? Like I said, it's been 30 years. You're a billionaire now, so you definitely could write a check. You definitely could bless some publishing. And Warren G is one of the fam. It's not even like this is like some outside dude that just came into the fray. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the homies. So it's more that industry rule shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there was quid pro quos between the two of them, because I'm sure Dr. Dre got in a lot. I mean, Warren G got in a lot of rooms through fucking with Dre and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So there was mutual benefit. But I mean, like I said, man, if you're a part of something and you're a part of something that's legendary like that, you got to take care of your people, man. That's just me, though.
Fair enough. So you saying that I'm being emotional? Cool. I'm that's cool. That's all right.
And to be clear, you know, if this was just like one person, if this was only Warren G that had come out of the woodworks and said, "Hey, I help Dr. Dre make beats," you know what I mean? Like, that would be one thing if it was just like one story, one account of this happening. But we've gotten these stories
a lot,
multiple times over the years. So for all of y'all that are, that might be out there and like, oh, so y'all just gonna believe Warren G over Dr. Dre? Like, y'all biased if y'all just want to, believe one person over the other on some he said some type of shit. But again, if you hear enough stories, you start thinking, shit, there might be some real, some foundation here. You know what I mean?
Okay. And last but not least, in this Don't Get Fired edition, this marathon edition of the lunch hour, because this is the longest lunch hour on record. This is a lunch break, nigga. You know what I mean? Taking your 15, your 20, and your hour with this one. Okay. New leak came out from Kendrick Lamar, allegedly definitely dissing on the leak Big Sean, Jay Electronica. They allegedly said he was dissing Drake, but there's no audio from what I heard, no bars to support an Arbery diss There's people screaming that it's AI. I don't think it's AI since it raps now, but you heard the bars. Yeah. What do you have to say?
Listen, I was very much on the fence. I thought it was AI at first, but then here's where I thought it was AI. The beat, because of the audio quality is so poor, the beat sounded like when you hear an instrumental, when it's gone through some stem separator software, that's what it sounded like to me. And I was like, oh, somebody
that
just
talks and niggas don't understand. They don't know what they're talking about.
Somebody just extracted this instrumental off of the record. What was it called? Paramedic, off of the Black Panther soundtrack, right? And so that's what I thought at first, right? But then I started going through it, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, number one, I went back on Twitter. They took the leak down. One of the main people that first posted it, they took it down for copyright infringement. So I'm like, oh shit, so this might actually be official. And when you hear Element and this, I guess, demo OG version of it, there's a lot of that same energy that's kept. You know what I mean? Like, Element is low key a diss track. It's just not as in your face as this one. It doesn't actually call out no names like this OG version does. But I don't know. I think I'm leaning more so towards it actually being a real leak. The people, the artists, the rappers that he called out, French Montana, Jay Electronica, Big Sean, right? It's documented that he had some issues with these artists at one point or another. So it would make sense that he called them out. Jay Electronica called him his son. He referred to Kendrick as being his son. You know what I mean? In an interview. It wasn't an interview. It was like an IG live or some shit like that. It actually might have been the days before IG Live when they used to have Periscope. You remember Periscope?
Periscope.
He was on Periscope.
Everything.
Right.
Periscope and Uvo era, boy.
Uvo.
So he was on Periscope, and he started kind of mouthing off, and he very loosely said, "Kendrick is my son, yo." He's had some riffs with Big Sean. Now the French Montana thing, I was like, I don't know what this is stemming from, but apparently French Montana mentioned Kendrick's name in an interview in 2016, and he just kind of said in passing because they were asking French, when they were asking French, they were like, people will say that you don't sound like a New York artist. What does a New York artist really sound like, though? And French Montana said, I don't know, because if you ask me, Kendrick sounds like a New York artist. And apparently Kendrick might have took that as some type of an affront. And so I'm guessing that might have been why he called his name out. So, I mean, there's a lot of, I don't want to call it quite evidence, but there's a lot of signs that point to this actually being a legitimate recorded song that was leaked, and then Kendrick thought the better of it and was like, nah, this is going to cause too much commotion out there. This is the direction I'm trying to go in. But all that being said, I'm happy that he even had this energy at one point. I love it. I'm here for it. Like, if he ever wants to bring this energy back out, I know Kendrick is not on his competitive shit no more. He's on some, onto his bigger and better, life path that he's going on now. But to hear Kendrick actually call motherfuckers' names out like this, I love it. Warms my heart.
Dini.
Mid. More mid.
Wow.
I was not impressed with this. And this is not no like entertainment shit, bro. Like, I'm really like, it was definitely him. The flow was definitely him. The vocals sounded like really like him. The Biggie flow was really pretty much what brought it home to me when I was like, nah, this is really him. But like I said, man, cute. It's cute. This is, man. It's like the chorus is some little bubblegum shit. You know what I'm saying? I dig the shots. I dig the shots at Big Sean, cute bars, little shout at Jay Elect. You know what I'm saying? I swore I did this mad verses. I swore I did hear a Drake line. It was about him, the passive aggressive bars or some shit like that. But it's nothing that would make me like say if I was a rap nigga and I heard that, it's nothing that makes me want to grab my pen and be like, I gotta like this. Like, there's gotta be two ways people are seeing Kendrick Lamar in terms of battle rap, bro. It's either the free world's just shook where they always want to get into the ring, or it's like that nigga that you just don't give a fuck about, bro. Because even in Control, made noise for like a week, nobody gave a fuck, bro. Nobody responded to the record, just died in obscurity. You know what I'm saying? Just the same way this shit gonna die in obscurity. Was any of the jabs hard?
Control died in obscurity, bro? Is that what you're telling me?
If that should be some monumental diss record, called out like 50 niggas, right? But who talks about the record? Who plays the record? Where's the record at, bro?
That shit it was never officially released. It was left off the album,
bro.
Because he was getting at the guy whose album it was.
He left it on there, bro. Sean left that on there.
Control was not on the album, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about he left his verse on it. He left everything, bro. The song is out there. You can find the song anywhere. When's the last time people had a conversation about the song, bro? Like, yo, when we talk about great disses, do we talk about Control, bro?
It's not Ether Takeover. You can't find it on the streaming service.
I mean, that's
people are gonna be playing it.
That's like saying it's platinum or gold, bro. It's like it's aluminum, bro. Like we wouldn't mention it in the top 25 disc records of all time.
How is it like saying platinum and gold? Like, I don't understand.
Because you named two of the greatest hip hop disc records of all time.
No, that's that. See, you're jumping in before I make my point. The point is that Ether and Takeover are on streaming platforms. You could play those at any moment. You can't play Control because it's not an official song, officially released song. So that hinders it from being in conversations that way. The way you're talking about it.
You can find it anywhere you want to find it, bro. Like, this is it's streaming, bro. We can if it was talked about like that, we would Google it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that you think it's a top 25 disc record?
25? I'd put it top 25. Sure, 25 is a lot.
Control?
Yeah. 25?
No way in hell.
25, that's a lot of records, bro.
I don't even see it as a real diss,
bro.
I don't even see it as a real diss. Who responded to it, bro? Who checked it as a diss? Where's the confrontation that came from it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where is it? Like, where's Kendrick's real battle? That's what I said. Niggas either don't want the smoke, or it was like, take your little patchouli ass over there somewhere. Take the shea butter over there. You know what I'm saying?
If that was the case, Drake would have left it alone too. Drake been dropping sublims left and right for years.
Of course, you're right. But listen, no real battle has ensued.
I don't know how we got all the way to Control, but Deanie, I'm saying, once you cross Deanie, bro, it's hard to get back on his good side. we just wanted to know about the league. We done went to Control and how valid it was then. But for me, all I'll say is, as a person with keen ears, I know what AI bars sound like, because the thing is, everybody listens to rap for their own things. Besides the bars, of course, I'm a big proponent of voice. So I always know when it's AI, because the first instrument I always check for if I want to like a rapper or not is his voice. I know how to break down different octaves, tonalities, shit like that, even down to when they punch in. Like, some niggas can't even point out a punch. I always catch the punches. You know what I'm saying? That's Kendrick, nigga. That's young Kendrick, because Kendrick don't even rhyme at that octave anymore. Like, I don't even know if he can get to that tone. You feel me? That's young Kendrick in that bat he was in at that point in his career, before he became a little more dexterous with different pockets, different voices, different flows, etc. He said that shit, and Kendrick not one to need to roll out like that. He don't play them industry games. He don't play them Drake games. I'll put it to you like that. It ain't gonna be no fake leaks coming out of no Kendrick camp. And I take it a step further. I don't think TDE has ever been known to play them type of games. We're not gonna argue with a camp or a collective about putting out music for them to put out leaks from almost 10-year-old shit, bro. Or maybe even older than 10 years, because I don't even remember what year that was anymore. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I think it's real. Decent bars. In fact, I'll take it a step further and I'll say I'm kind of glad that it didn't make the final cut of whatever that was back in the day, because Kendrick has proven to do better than that. We already got Control, and that's not even a good follow-up to Control. Like, to me, if that would have came out in real time, it would have done a disservice to everything Control had did to control the space and dominate conversation. Because Dina, you bugging the fuck out. But Control dropped, it shook everything. It was a meteor.
I don't know.
I did give that, but it was a short run.
You gave it a week. You gave it a week. It was
short run.
A week is crazy.
Control dropped. It was a meteor. It left the crater. Mad niggas was responding. Shit, Fabulous got in trouble for not responding. Like the shit shook rooms, bro. It wasn't a week. We was waiting for Control versus. Control had a good month, bro, before we. Shit, me and Sin. See, that's the thing. Sin and I be having our own little universal arguments. Sin and I to this day argue about Control, nigga. That's how I know you bugging. Because like every now and again, I'll sneak in that Big Sean had a better verse than Kendrick, and then we'll go at it for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It's arguable.
That being said.
It's really
decent verse, but I'm glad it leaked because I love new shit. But I'm glad it didn't come out in real time. That's my take. You know, but we got to get out of here, fellas. This is the longest lunch hour in history. Y'all got album reviews, y'all got single reviews, y'all got list reviews, you got
discographies.
You know what? The fact that y'all didn't get a live this week, y'all got an ultra lunch hour to make for the fact that there was no lives. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Roundtablemerch.com. Hit the like button. Get us to 300 likes. Give us that feedback, whether positive or negative. Deanie, take us home.
Yo, you heard that, man. Roundtablemerch.com. Get your merch, man. Support the gang. 300 likes. Hit the like button when you pull up. Wipe your feet when you step in the house. You know how we give it up. Salute to Jav, the point guard. Salute to Sincere, the rap snob. Mesito, we see you, my guy. We know you're going to be with us on the next one. I'm Deanie, the balance of the force, and with our powers combined, it's the Rap Roundtable, man. Lunch hour shit. Tap in. You dig?